Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to MBAROI.in. With MBAROI.in, we have 5.5 million impressions of the viewers. Sessions generated by MBA aspirants are 4,33,845. We have MBA aspirants 2,92,063. And with MBAROI.in, 13,49,495 page views has been already generated by MBA aspirants. Our MBAROI.in site has been accessed by 155 countries, including India. So these are all statistics of MBAROI.in. Let's resume back to our session, which is taken by Professor Lavina Khilnani. And I welcome back Lavina Khilnani, ma'am. A warm welcome again. I think all of you can recall we had first session on how to solve case study. And I'm sure that must have given you deep insight on how the case study has to be analyzed, how the case study has to be presented. We had a couple of lectures on the same, and I'm sure you might be really working on that sincerely. So to begin here with my session, I really want you to understand that each and every B schools in India, they all are working to create the better leaders of tomorrow. And that's what we at Taxila Business School are doing. And so today's webinar is basically focused on understanding how Taxila Business School prepares its students for placements. I know this is going to be a very interesting topic for you because you all are the MBA aspirants and you really want to get your future registered safely and you want to give it in the safe hands. And before we move further, I really would like you to travel with me in the journey of Taxila Business School and how we reached to this particular platform. Because, that basic idea will give you that where were we, where we are, and how did we reach to this platform. Yes, of course, I would say the journey has not been easy for us. With lots of research and analysis done by the Institute, a deep understanding has been developed about what kind of skills, need to be developed in the students, what kind of personality traits we really need to work on. And that has given us the overall understanding about developing the individually in terms of upskilling them, in terms of making them more competent, more versatile, more placeable, in fact. So, of course, the Institute has made all its efforts in the direction of making its students placeable and employable. So, before we begin, I would like to give you a brief overview about my college. Taxila Business School, which was founded in 2003 and is approved by AICTE. You all must have visited the website, and I'm sure you might be having a good idea about how this institute is situated and in the commercial city of Jaipur, and is also known for its business education. We are known for that. And the vision for the college is to create donors for the world. Mission statement has been designed because we really wanted to be in competition with the top ranked international institutes. And so the mission statement of our campus is to be an internationally top ranked, research driven business school that creates the leaders and donors for the world. I want to, pick up some specific words here because I say it is, we really want to see ourselves amongst the top ranking in the international schools. We do not really compete, but we want to really take, some good points, and we want to incorporate some research strategies. We really want our students to focus on how the research has to be conducted and what kind of, value addition does that really make in a student. So that has become our basis of creating the mission statement. Taxila, as you may know, is named after a historical, splendid city which is noted for its wealth, Taxila, one of the world's oldest universities. We believe in the robustness. We believe that the education system needs to be smart and updated. And of course, we believe that this kind of a system would actually help our students in building up the critical thinking and would definitely help you in becoming the master.
So we were founded, as I said, in 2003, and God's grace, we are celebrating the 18th years of our existence, and we prefer to continue this legacy with the students like you in future. And we really want to develop some strong principles and business skills in you. That's what we strive for. And hopefully, we are really doing well in that field. And I'll tell you that how we have reached to this particular platform, how we have taken that trust of the market in us. So Taxila students, basically, they are equipped in such a way so that they become the leaders for the next generation. That's what we have completely believed on, and that's how we are working. And it is really not possible without innovation, without really focusing on what is the need of an hour, without focusing on what is the demand of the market. Because, there has to be a very strong connection between what the institute is offering to the student and what the market is demanding, or what is the industry norm, what is the industry requirement. So basically, whatever we are doing, we are trying to be innovative, and we are trying to formulate our curriculum according to the demands existing. So we are just filling up the gap here. We have, fortunately, exceptional instructors with us. We have a very strong alumni association, and because of that, we've been able to reach to this mark. I would like to mention one thing over here, that Taxila is honored, basically, to be amongst the top cluster ranking of 10th B school by IIRF. So this is really not possible unless we have good professionals guiding, good mentors guiding our students. So our students will have definitely more professional outlook and approach, and definitely our country will definitely have more successful businesses, and our society will definitely see the financial growth, just because if you have the strong leadership, and that leadership is nothing but the kind of mentorship we give to the students. So Taxila has been assisting not only its students here, I really want to focus on that point, but it has been assisting even its professors in the teaching and research endeavors. And because that's how, you keep on developing yourself as a professor, you keep on, getting that deep insight of the market about the latest trends, and that's what you finally give in return to your students. So the Institute has always believed in organizing the seminars and updating its faculty and staff and giving them the recognition as far as the academics are concerned. Of course, that is related to the kind of academics you deliver to the students and the kind of high quality research, which is expected from them. So really grateful for Taxila Business School here. Institute over here has always been in this position because it has a very strong belief here that if the business education is flawed, and if student, they lack a feeling of community duty, services, or maybe accountability, you cannot really make the system flawless. It is considered to be a flawed system. So therefore, we have always believed in creating donors for the society. We really believe that the business education has to be formulated in such a way that you really instill the desire in a human being to deliver the services to its society and nation. Of course, the profitability, earning is one of the important aim, and you cannot keep it aside. And we're really extremely proud of our efforts to help India's financial development in that way, and positioning ourselves, some way helping the global economy to develop. And this has been possible because we are helping and we're trying to create donors for the society. Now, because my topic, and I really want you to understand a little about Taxila, and really want you to, really flow with me to understand how we have traveled, and, the kind of journey we have gone through, the obstacles we came across. But before that, I really want to mention about the rankings here, the recognitions which Taxila was empowered with and bestowed with. And just to name a few here, Taxila Business School was ranked amongst the top cluster ranking 10th B school in India by IRF 2021. Taxila Business School was also ranked on number 6 in North region in India by IRF 2021. Taxila Business School is also ranked amongst top 50 B schools in India by Career 360 2021. And Taxila Business School is also rated as AAA+, we call it AAA+ in India by Career 360 2021. And Taxila Business School also amongst the top cluster ranking 10th B schools in India by IRF in 2020 as well. The list is, of course, very long. You can definitely visit our website and see the kind of recognitions and the awards which were bestowed on us. So I would also like you to give an understanding about how the placement record has been at Taxila Business School in last 1 or 2 years. So to talk about this, the placement report, the record has been so exciting and attractive that the number of students have been internationally placed. And when I look back the placement record and the placement status, this year, while these schools were coming across a very, you can say adverse situation, and the whole society and the nation was struggling for placing their students. Yes, I know the task has not been easy, the journey has not been easy to place the students, but still we were able to place 29% of the batch overseas, which is amongst the highest number ever achieved by any B school in India. So if I give you a very brief overview on how the people were placed and what was the batch size placed in the international market and the domestic market. So the international placements till date, if I talk about, it was 29% of the batch. If I talk about the domestic placements till date, it was 35% of the batch. If I talk about the highest international package, I repeat, highest international package, it has been 28.60 lakhs as per Indian standards. And highest national package has been 15 lakhs. And the average package till date has been 11.5 lakhs. There are certain, just here and there, a little bit of it. But basically, we've been able to stick to these figures to a very great extent. And fortunately, we have a number of companies, a number of recruiters visiting the campus for the final placements and even for the internships. And if I just pick up the example of few of the companies who have placed our students in the last year have been Asian Paints, Berger Paints, Property Pistol, Areed Securities, Think and Learn Private Limited, Byju's, Upgrad Education Private Limited, No Broker, Cool Boots, Avata USA, Jaro Education. And when I talk about the internships as well as the final placements which were made in last 1 and 2 years, S&P Global, Siemens, Ernst & Young, where one of the students did their internship from, ITC Limited, Excel, Gravita, JK Siemens, Asian Paints, and so on. The list is again long. What I mean to say is that we had the renowned recruiters as a part of our placement procedure. Fortunately, 100% placements have been promised and been delivered by Taxila Business School. Happy to share that news with you. We really try hard to develop the students, at least in such a way, so that you become placeable and employable. And when I talk about the placements here, I would like to mention one thing on a very strong note, that international placements have been in Dubai, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, and Tanzania. So the places have been good enough, the package is good. And of course, it's not only about 2022, the last batch which was played, but we had a similar kind of record in 2021 and 2020. Now, students, why is it that I was trying to give you a little idea about how we have placed the students, where we have placed the students, what has been the, the highest and the, lowest package, the average package here? Because, I just want to make you understand that the placement, of course, is not the only criteria of any B school. But, it's the overall procedure which you follow develops you in such a way that you become placeable. So over here, since we are focusing on placements, so it's really relevant for me to mention about a few of the awards which were conferred to Taxila Business School for placements. I specifically mentioned for placements here. I will not be naming all the awards here, but just a few of them, so that you have an idea that over, last 6-7 years, how and on what basis, the placement record has been really high and why people have recognized her for that. Still, people ask me that how is it that you've been able to place 100% of the students, and that too in the international market, despite so much of adversity? Yes, of course, we're working on that. That will be my next thing to pick up. But just for your knowledge, you need to know that SOCHM awarded Taxila Business School as Best Placement Campus 2020. And the Best Placement Award continuously for the second time, in 2018 was there, then in 2020. And Taxila Business School was also awarded for excellence in outstanding placements by Cabinet Minister Nitin Jairam Gadkari. And in 2019 also, Best Business School in Placement. And again, excellence in placement in 2019 by one of the minister, Mr. Pratap Singh Kachariawaz. So again, yes, we've been working in that field, and fortunately, we got the recognition also in that field. So that's a matter of great honor. So yes, I would say Taxila holds a history of excellence in placement for a good number of years. And yes, the institute has been able to bag a number of prizes as far as the placement record is concerned. And it's really a matter of great honor for the college to have so many number of recruiters who have been able to place the candidates in their reputed organizations. So a very warm gratitude I want to extend to those recruiters as well. Now it becomes really important for all of us to understand that how student becomes placeable. How student becomes employable. This is a very, very crucial point, and I'm sure that each and every candidate who's looking forward, to be a part of any B school must be really looking at what kind of skills the institute would help me in building on. Definitely, the institute has to play a very strong role. Right from the beginning, when the students enter to the campus in a very, very raw form and shape. And of course, it is the duty of the professors, all the academicians here, the industry experts who are connected with our college to look after the students who become the part and parcel of this college for the next 2 years, which is a long time period. You leave your family, you stay here, and we all become your guardians. And of course, Taxila Business School has not left any stone unturned to polish and groom these students to serve the industry, the society, and the nation as a whole. So, talking about how we do it, basically, the college has created an environment. I would say the college is really empowered to train its students to hold such excellent records, because we're really working aggressively to skill our students in the field of management. We're trying to develop those important skills which are the need of an hour. And of course, the pandemic has affected every life, but the college has made its remarkable presence. In the field of, as I mentioned before, when you talk about the placements, of course, yes. When you talk about the education, despite that adversity, the students were doing their internships. Despite that adversity, they were given enough exposures. And despite the adversity, the industry has accepted the human talent we have with us at Taxila Business School. So, of course, the placement support for MBA graduates at our campus has continued, as I said, despite all kind of adversities coming on our way. I really would like to mention one very, very important point here, that academic excellence plays a very important role. In any field or domain you come from, right? You come from a technical background or any background you have, right? You come from IT, you have maybe you've done your BTech, or you come from a commerce background, or it's a science background, whatever it is. We all understand that academic excellence has its own role to play. Without this basic knowledge, you can't dream of any progress. You cannot success in your personal as well as in your professional life. So what is that core element number one which we focus on is, we want to give you that insight here, because academic excellence, as I said, is important. So talking about who is responsible basically for this academic excellence, the faculties you have around, the mentors you have around, they are considered to be the strong pillars. They are considered to be the support system of any academic industry, academic institution, in fact. And we really feel honored that, again, we have good number of academicians coming from, different backgrounds. We have from IIMs, we have, people, all PhDs and coming from different domains and industry. They are the researchers and the industry stalwarts, as we call them. And they've become, and we really feel that has really improved the strength and the power of our institute. We nurture, try to give them the theoretical framework, and we try to support it with the practical research work. I really want to emphasize here that research work is not only meant for what the professors are doing in the campus, but it's also required what students get to do once they become the part of any kind of a mentorship program. So each of the subject professor, he designs the market research or maybe a kind of a project which is related to his concerned subject, and the students are given enough scope, enough opportunity to apply what they have learned in their classroom settings, right? So if I have a subject concerned, I will be preparing a project for my students. I will be giving them the research opportunity, and they will be going to the market using that quality, using that theoretical framework which was taught by the professors in the class. So this is really very important. So whatever the research is assigned to them, they really apply in practice, and that's what gives them the deep insights, and they are able to connect the theory to the practice. And without which, I really feel how the subject would be justified. I really have that strong notion. Subject curriculum, as we design in the campus, ours is an autonomous organization, and we believe in designing it and changing it every academic year. And these changes, they take place according to the changes in the real life situations and specifically in the business market. How can the same syllabus and pedagogy work throughout? I still really doubt that how can the B schools work with the same kind of pedagogy and same kind of syllabus throughout. There is a scope of improvement. There is a scope of change, and that's what we work on. Change is inevitable. We all know that, and must be incorporated to keep updated. And that is the key of success. And if we're able to do that, I think that half victory is already there. So, what can teach basically better than the real life experiences? That has been proven. And that too during the course duration, when you have the mentors and professors to guide you and correct you at each and every step. What could be better than this? Just think about it. It's good to be corrected. It's good to be mentored within the campus, right? Which will actually prepare you well and will make you corporate ready for the outside world with confidence and with courage. And this is how you generally try to build up that platform. And I really want to give a very strong credit to the examination pattern we have at Taxila Business School. Now I am sure that many of you might be thinking how examination system would be developing us as or making us more competent. Yes, here is actually the very strong role which examination system plays here. It was actually, I would say, well discovered, in fact, at Taxila, that it's not about just writing papers, which should be the basis of evaluating the students and judging their understanding and intelligence. Therefore, the college made a revolutionary change in its examination system. We adopted the pedagogy, the system, where we have very small part as writing papers. I know you all come from a background where you must be writing papers, you have the annual or maybe semester-wise examinations, and you were analyzed and evaluated on that basis. But the other elements in this kind of a system is generally missed out. And I really want to mention what are those important elements and which we have been doing in last number of years, in fact. We really want to test the skills of the students in terms of how effective he can be at making presentations, how prompt he can be at answering questions, Not only writing questions, but answering questions. And how prompt can he be? This is one of the important points I'm really emphasizing, and I'll justify and I'll tell you how does that really go ahead. So, since I was talking about the evaluation pattern here, the complete evaluation pattern, whatever we are discussing about, as I said, is not only written examination, but the students, they are asked to make the subject presentations. So you have one subject with you. So it's very clear that you will have some, the semester-wise examination once the subject is clear. You will be making a subject presentation based on whatever learnings have been with the subject. You appear for the group discussions. So you have your, subject, whatever you have learned. Based on that learning, the professor will give you the GD topics, and the whole lot, the class will be divided into groups, and you will be appearing for group discussions. So it is going to be with each and every subject, not the end. Still, you will be appearing for Viva. It's a whole day long process. For each and every subject, you have Viva. Each and every student individually is called up. And for this, the college arranges the panel of judges. And this panel would have both academicians and the industry experts coming from different backgrounds. And this is something which will actually result into the effective and right evaluation. Just think about it. Why just writing papers? So when we think about writing papers, is it the person who cannot write well is not the right candidate? Or he doesn't know well? So there where the question came up, and there when we changed the pedagogy. We cannot evaluate them just on the basis of their writing skills. There are so many other things the individual has, and we really need to groom them on that. And when we are taking Viva, when the students are appearing in group discussions or when they are making a presentation, let me tell you students, which is very, very important thing here. The students are given the suggestions there and then. You're being evaluated there and then. You don't have to wait for those 10-15 days till your examination copies are being checked. No, you appear for Viva, the whole panel is there to give you the feedback. And there and then you know where you're going wrong. And that's what is required. And that's going to be an individual one. Each and every candidate is given that due attention. I think that's what even my parents wondered when I was doing MBA. When we, become a part of any academics, that teachers and the professors should give you the individual attention. That's what we always believed in, and that's how we have actually incorporated in the whole system. Seriously, it is believed, and that's my opinion too, that once the students pass through this evaluation system, just think about it, visualize whatever I have told you about the whole system. Don't you think once you're able to clear the system, right, the whole procedure, you get so polished, you become so industry ready, or I would say you become so job ready, in fact. And this is not the end. When we continue the whole pattern, we have a very important and a very distinguished subject, which is known as Mancom. We have received so many messages even from the students who passed out, 10 years back, 20 years back. They've been messaging the mentor, Kishore Sharma sir. And he has been, all the students who've crossed the stage, they have been really honestly submitting their sincere, you can say that maybe they have this opinion that this kind of a subject has built them so much. It has given such a strong platform to them that now what they are is because of it. Because of this managerial communication. And let's understand what is it. I know it's a very strong platform as I, try to define that so many feedback were given by the students. When a student is given individual attention, and when you're being evaluated on different parameters, and when these parameters are analyzed by the mentor individually and the feedback is given individually, that helps you in building self-confidence. And this managerial communication is basically focusing on building up your self-confidence, building up your overall personality, removing any kind of a fear you have, and specifically that stage fear. It's actually the subject which can ask you to speak on any subject for a couple of minutes on stage. It's compulsory for all the students to present their thoughts and ideas in their own way. You don't have to copy anyone. Just think about it and present your ideas. You don't have to think about whether I'm right or wrong. Just speak what you think. It can be on any kind of a social issue. It can be on economy, or the latest union budget, or maybe the trade relations. Or you can also be asked to be a stand-up comedian. It's just that you have to speak, because it's about managerial communication. A manager needs to be good enough in his communication. And this, you cannot be good unless you have confidence with you. Unless you remove all those fears, the barriers, you just come out of your own, the shell which has been created by you. It's just that the subject wants you to remove any kind of a fear. It gives the student freedom to express. You can analyze in your own way. You can put your perspective in your own way. And of course, it's one of the great ways to showcase your talent and excellence. Let me also mention, which is a very, very important point here, that when we talk about the marking scheme, as far as managerial communication is concerned, either it is 0 or it is 100. That means either you fail or you pass. There is no 10, 20, 15 between at all. And why so? Because either you excel or you don't excel. Either you get placed or you don't get placed. Either you pass or you fail. Very simple. There cannot be any midway to the subject. And let me tell you once again, it has a very strong platform which is created, which will definitely help you in excelling. So, and once I would say the student has passed this one of the difficult subject, nothing can stop him from succeeding in his life. Because by the time you clear the subject, it would have made you so confident, so competent, that you can appear for any interview or any discussion without any fear and with full confidence. Just think about it. You're applying for it again and again. Till you pass it, you're appearing, you're reappearing, and you're reappearing. Till we feel that you have actually crossed from that 0 mark and reached to that 100. And it's very, very important. If we cannot do that, then what have we done with you in these 2 years? There is one more platform, because again, to emphasize here, we are actually trying to make you corporate ready. And we try to develop our students on different platforms, as I said. And we have a subject named as capacity building classes. We try to make you ready for placements through these classes. And these capacity building classes, basically, they are organized once a student enters the 2nd year of the program. And we try to touch the different domains here related to the human personality. It can be related to your competency and maybe about your aptitude. It could be related to the current affairs. It can be, updating you with the financial market, all kind of, updates which are required. And mock GDs, the mock interviews, the CV preparation, and so on. So these kind of capacity building classes, apart from the subjects which we have, because I'm going to touch that point also here. Apart from that, we really believe that these kind of developments are important. So the basic idea is to make the student well versed with the recent developments. And actually to make them learn actually the whole art of answering the questions, right? And the kind of pressure which you face during interviews, that kind of a pressure is created over and over again through these capacity building classes. And that this is again the need of an art, as practice makes a man perfect. And if a student comes across a similar situation again and again, think about it. You appear for the mock interviews again and again. You participate in the group discussions again and again. You're attending these classes, you're attempting those aptitude questions again and again. One day you will feel comfortable with these questions. One day you will feel that answering questions in in an interview is not a big task for you. It becomes really easy for you to handle it. And since you become so familiar with this kind of a thing, you get natural with the situation and you handle the interview or maybe any other such, patterns, maybe group discussions and all, in a very, very convenient and a ease way. You become so easy. What else we want? We want to take that, as a natural thing to us. And that's what these capacity building classes are doing. So, as I said, it's not just about, preparing you to build up and upskill you, but we also help you because when you talk about your curriculum vitae, that is your CV, which speaks quietly about your academics, about your background, about your achievements. So you need to have a very good CV format with you and how the information needs to be laid down, how you need to define your own achievements, how you need to put up your own background, that has to be structured. So the right art of making CV is must. And because that's one of the first impression you create, before you actually, make your physical presence felt to the recruiters. So of course, it has a very, very strong role to play. So right from the beginning, understanding how you develop on those skills of attempting the questions, appearing for the interviews, or maybe participating in group discussion, right? You also, you're learning the art of writing. It's not about CV, but also the written communication. Written communication because you will be applying to the companies. It's not just here at Taxila that we will be arranging the campus interviews for you, the campus placements for you. But as and when you progress in your life, you will have your own responsibilities and accountabilities. So you become really expert in doing all these things, with your oral as well as the verbal as well as the written communication. Another thing I want to emphasize over here is the internships, which we really want our students to be aggressively a part of. So we offer 3 internships during the Pgdm program. And the first internship happens right in the first year of your program during January to February. Second during July and August. And then third again in January to February. The next year, of course, when you become the part of your second year program. So basically, when you talk about summer internship, everybody has a basic idea that internship really plays a very important role, right? Because, you really want to bridge that gap. Internship is basically bridging the gap. We really want to send the students, see how the real life organizations and the business organizations, the institutes, they work. And you really want to feel that if there is a gap, how that gap can be filled up. And once you become the part of that real life environment, right, real world business situations, you know how to deal with it. And even if you do not know, because you have the mentors here at the campus, you can discuss with them and get the solution of it. Right now at present, our the whole batch is doing their internship, and every week they are sending us the internship reports. Every week we know that what they have done. We are in contact with them through Zoom meetings. We are in contact with them through their written communication to us on our official mail ID. And plus, through calls and everything, they keep us updated. So we have, a kind of a mentor and a mentee system here. If I'm a mentor, if I'm mentoring somebody and there are 10 mentees working under me, they're supposed to give me all kind of reports. And if they're facing any kind of challenges, I will be helping them out with it. Of course, I cannot get in touch with their organization. We don't want to interfere completely, not at all. But yes, once they are placed and doing their internship, we can actually help them boost up their confidence or really help them with certain kind of strategies to deal with the situation. And see, when you have somebody to guide you right there at the moment, when you for the first time become the part of the corporate world and an industry, it becomes so easy for you to face these challenges, upcoming challenges, in fact, in the later future. Because right now you're being mentored. And of course, that is what is the goal of any kind of a internship program, right? You need to apply what you have learned in class, right? And it's nothing but it's a kind of a time-bound project. right? And you know it that within that particular time period, you have to attain your targets. So you know that how well you have to organize yourself. Your planning has to be really up to date. And of course, I would say, which is one of the very, very important thing here, you try to develop a very good platform for creating relations and network. Of course, if you really want to advance in your career, if you really want to, progress in your life, one needs to understand it very well that your networking needs to be very strong, right? That man is a social animal and he has to interact and he has to, build up good bonds with people around. So yes, of course, that's the strategy and ideology behind organizing these three internship for the students. So we are definitely trying, and it's a kind of a 45 days internship, and as I told you, it is going to be thrice in your course. And of course, in the fifth term, either it is your third internship or students finally get placed. So it could be just anything depending on how much time is it really taking for you to get placed. So and it's again the matter of great honor for us that majority of the companies, they offer the students full-time jobs based on their internships, and we call it PPO, that is pre-placement offer. Many companies are using this PPO policy, and when they're hiring the interns, they recruit them and finally make them the part of the organization as far as their final placement procedure is concerned. So of course, now the student really feels, under pressure here, that I have to prove myself in internship, because that might really give me bright chances of getting absorbed in the companies. And since we always have good companies offering them the internship program, so who would not like to be a part of that organization, if you think about from a long-term perspective. So this is generally the part of our internship program. And of course, we are really focusing that you do the internship according to your interest area. Of course, as I said, the first internship is in your first year, so it is not really necessary for you to do it in the specialization you're looking forward, but it can be just a general internship to give you a brief idea about how the corporates are working and how the industry performs and how can you be a part of it and face the challenge. Apart from that, I also would like to mention the body here with which we really prefer our students to conduct certain projects, and that is CII, that is Confederation of Indian Industries. And this particular association or body, I would say, is giving enough opportunity to the students so that we can organize good number of guest lectures for them. And plus, they also give you the opportunity in terms of carrying on some live projects with them. So it could be, again, in terms of any kind of social project or, whatever kind of industry or corporate project with them. So you have number of roles to perform, and you can go for your live projects, and that again adds on in your CV. That gives you a lot of exposure. So again, a value addition in you. So when you're doing some kind of a social project also, it's nothing but we are just trying to tally that we are trying to develop the donors of the society. It's not only this, when I look back and see, we have a good alumni network. And I really believe that this kind of a connection has a very strong role to play, again, as far as your final placements are concerned. We have, in fact, a very strong alumni network of 5,000 people. And they give their time, they give their resources, they prefer to interact with our students, the existing batches, and sometimes they also become the part of making certain presentations that how they were employed and how well they are performing in their companies and how they stepped one by one in the ladder and progressed in their life. So good enough. They are really doing wonderfully well, and they share their experiences with the current batches. So we generally prefer to collaborate this alumni group, and we really prefer that they should become the mentor of the existing groups, because that age would help you in understanding the corporate in a more lively way. So, and of course, if you have people, the alumni in the organizations for a couple of years, for a long period of time, you might also have good employment and placement opportunities from them. So, of course, I really believe that alumni, they are the vital source of strength, any kind of university or a college. And you must continue your legacy like that. So that strong relation, of course, plays a very, very important point here. Apart from that, now since this is the basic platform which I have created, I'm sure that must have given you the insight about how we generally, proceed one by one in developing and grooming our students. See, apart from that, I'm sure you all must have visited the website, and you know that we are offering the triple specialization here. This triple specialization is basically the two functional areas and one business analytics. Business analytics, as everybody is aware of, is the need of an hour. You really need to play with the numbers, play with data, and try to interpret the right thing which might be really workable or which might really help you in taking the right decision. So business analytics is the need of an hour. And when we look at this program, right, I'll just give you a little a brief background about how does that really go ahead. So it's about that business analytics, as I said, is going to be your compulsory subject. We made it compulsory because we believe that the kind of tools which we are using, right, the R language, the Python, the advanced Excel and all, right, which are the part of business analytics, and really want students to have a very good understanding of it, because this will help you in becoming a good analytical person, and you will be able to analyze the data in a right way, to precisely put it in a right order, and then finally analyze it. So that's really very, very important. And every management student should have an idea of it. So number one thing is very clear here. The business analytics has to be a compulsory concentration for you. So apart from that, we offer two major specializations for them. You call them specialization or concentration or majors, whatever it is, it's just one and the same thing. It is just that on the basis of your interest, you pick up any subject of your choice. Right, it can be just anything, right from you can have operations or the marketing or international business management and so on. So basically, we believe that who are the students who are interested in pursuing this exciting and challenging career, especially in management, right, should pursue dual specialization. It's because you're a part of this competitive job market. Just having knowledge about just one important key area is not enough. So you got to have some additional skills with you. Some kind of expertise is required. And of course, if you really want your career to be you want to settle down in your career well, you want a well-paid career for your life and etc., you really need to work on different domains and skills at the same time. When I talk about dual specialization, I have come across a number of questions here. I will be taking your questions as well, but there are certain things specifically which I was asked before I thought of conducting this webinar with you. And the students, they were really of this idea that what is dual specialization? Because earlier what people have understood about is that one specialization, either you have finances major or the international business as major. Then why is this dual required? So basically, we are trying to give you an opportunity where you can actually focus on two distinct areas at the same time. As far as your business administration, the business management subjects are concerned, it can be just anything, as I told you, the finance, marketing, operations, management, or anything. So it could be just any area. But of course, having that multiple knowledge is important, and it's really required as far as today's competitive era is concerned, where you cannot just rely on having one market knowledge with you without having a finance knowledge or without having operations knowledge. So, of course, in general, you will have all compulsory subjects in the first year, but in second year, according to your area of interest, you will be selecting two subjects of your own choice. You will be specializing in those two subjects, and plus the business analytics. So that makes it triple specialization. So MBA specialization is absolutely, I consider it's a very great opportunity, of course. And if you're really looking for any kind of a comprehensive, I would say, education model, then this kind of a professional degree with dual specialization is must. I also want you to understand that we offer specializations in multiple streams, and I'm sure because you all are attending my webinar, so you must have gone through the website very well. And the kind of dual specialization program we have, where we offer the subjects like human resource development, then you have digital marketing, you have entrepreneurship, you have marketing management, you have international business management, you have consultancy, you have financial management, and so on. So these are the specializations which we generally offer to our students. So when you look at the overall thing, you will understand that whatever we are doing currently, we are doing as per the requirement of the industry. We try to create a platform where it is not just about theory. We are trying to create a platform where we try to connect the industry with the academics, because you cannot keep aside these two different fields, because anyways from academics you have to be a part of the corporate world. And we're trying our level best to inculcate certain skills which are again the need of an hour. For example, cloud computing, you need to be really expert at sales, business analytical way of understanding the business situations and then finally giving a solution to it. Marketing, specifically, you talk about affiliate marketing and all. And since you've seen in the last union budget, we had two important incorporations where the finance minister has recently come up that now RBI will be issuing the digital currency in the market, and 30% tax will be imposed on the cryptocurrency gains. So I'm sure you might be aware of it. So now it becomes very important for us to understand that there is a technology which is supporting that cryptocurrency, and that is blockchain. So you need to have an idea about that blockchain technology as well. So what we are trying to do is whatever is happening in the market, whatever trends are picking up, we try to incorporate those trends in our business curriculum. We try to develop the skills based on that. So your understanding about blockchain, your understanding about cryptocurrencies, your understanding about the artificial intelligence, these kind of stuff, which is again the need of an hour. If you browse through, you will have multiple skills with you, and we are sincerely working on them. We are definitely trying to make our students well versed with all kind of changes taking place, and I'm sure that might have given you enough knowledge about the same. So can I have a few questions if students want to ask us? Though I have tried to give you as much insight I could about it, but yes, I think as I answered, how dual specialization benefits to experienced students. See, when you're going for a dual specialization, because you're specializing in two different areas at the same time. And as I told you that why having only a restricted knowledge? Why having a knowledge about market without having a knowledge about finance? It's really not possible. So we give you the opportunity where you can use your skills in two different areas. So dual specialization will definitely add it's a kind of a value addition to your own personality, and will give you, in fact, ample number of opportunities to get occupied in good companies, because they come up with different kind of opportunities, different kind of job profiles. So that something or the other matches with either one specialization or the another specialization. So managerial communication is indeed the best learning experience a student goes through. Okay. And anything else? If I have any questions, please. I assume that my webinar must, okay, ma'am, I'm an IT person. Which specializations are good for me? See, when you come from a technical background, you must not really say that which is good for you. When you come and join the campus, and when you study for one whole year, complete year, that gives you a beautiful insight about what kind of inclination do you have towards the subjects. Maybe over a period of time, you might think that you have developed, because, since you come from an IT background, you might have played with numbers, you might have played with data, right? So that might really, incline you towards finance or maybe any other subject. So there is nothing like you coming from a different background, so you must choose so and so specific subject. Nothing like that. Study for 1 year, try and understand your own potential, try and understand your own bent, your own inclination towards the different subjects, and see what appeals you. There is no hard and fast. There is no thumb of rule. Can I have any more questions here, please? Okay, all right. That's really nice. I'm sure you must have had enough information or whatever you wanted to know about our campus in terms of our placement efforts and so on. Hopefully, I think this is the batch we have, which we thought of being a part of our case study competition as well. And I'm sure you're working on your cases. I'm sure you're analyzing the case the way it was taught to you, and you will be making the presentations as it was guided by Professor Alok Jagga to you. And soon the results will be out. You know, the last date is for the submission is 21st, right? And please submit your cases well on time so that they can be analyzed in next 2-3 days. And finally, the result will be out, and we will be sending the communication to you through your. I think that result will be out on MBAROI.in website, and you can go through it. And I'm sure it is going to be a great experience for you all. Wish you all the best. See you again soon.